how dare they go after Letitia Labor Day, dancing away at the parade in, I think this is in one of the boroughs of New York City. Fittingly, dare I say, right next to the porta potties. Anyway, I don't think anybody really cared that Letitia James was there. I really don't. She's claiming that all of these charges against her, they're fake, they're fraudulent. There's no reason that she, Letitia James...
Make some noise, boys.
Make some noise.
Letitia James.
I'm not hearing a lot of noise. I'm not even seeing much in terms of a waving crowd, etc. But Letitia James, again, another one with a very inflated sense of self, is in a whole lot of trouble because of this mortgage thing. Now, I want to point out that recently it came to our attention that Letitia was somehow, she's indicted, but somehow she's trying to like use this excuse that forgive me, you know who I mean, the woman who's running the U.S. Attorney's Office there in Virginia, Lindsay Halligan, does not have the right to be in that position. This is the same exact tactic that Comey took. Comey's like, she doesn't have a right to be in this position because she was not approved by the Senate. She's there on a temporary basis, and because she's there on a temporary basis, they're saying she doesn't have the right to bring forward these charges. I would beg to differ with that because, you know, you've got to have somebody running the U.S. Attorney's Office in the state of Virginia, and it can take time before a Senate confirmation happens. So are you just going to make everybody obsolete while they're there on an interim basis? I don't think you can. So this is their legal theory that they're trying to advance. So Tish James is using this the same as Comey. She's also trying to say that she had the right to rent out her property. And so they're pointing to a particular part of the second mortgage document. Remember, I've shown you guys this before. So she had this Virginia home with the second home rider. And if you look closely at this, I'm going to like lean into my computer real close. The second home rider that was written into being on the 17th of August, 2020, basically said a few things, okay? It was saying that this was going to be her second home, but they're trying to say, they're like glomming onto this one phrase, and I want to bring it up for you. In addition to the covenants and agreements made in the security instrument, borrower and lender further covenant and agree, the sections 6 and 8 of the security instrument are deleted and replaced by the following. 1, 6, occupancy. Borrower will occupy and use the property as borrower's second home. Okay, so this is like the vacation home. Borrower will maintain exclusive control over the property and the occupancy of the property, including short-term rentals. So they're trying to say that because it says including short-term rentals, that she was not really using it as a rental property. I mean, I would argue, and again, this is for the courts, but I would argue that that kind of covers your Airbnb, you know, or we're renting it out for a week or, you know, for summer vacation or something. It seems that her niece, who had all kinds of issues herself, all the nieces apparently did, at least 2 of them that we know about in their various properties that Letitia owned, the niece was living there on a permanent basis because the electricity was registered in her name. That doesn't happen in a short-term rental. In a short-term rental, you don't actually have an electric bill in your name. In a short-term rental, that's like the Airbnb thing. Okay, we're going away for the summer, so can we rent our house out for a week or 2? That's totally different. But this is what she is basing her legal argument on. And I'm kind of surprised because I've seen a lot of places. Well, I mean, Politico, it goes without saying. Of course, they're going to put that in Politico. That's like the, you know, remember the publication that used to get all the USAID money? You know, because all kinds of Washington money because somehow you had to have a Politico subscription service. Or what was it? It was something like $10K a year. It was crazy. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would anybody want that? Oh, well, you know, unless you're trying to pay off some friends behind the scene. Allegedly. Anyway, this is the second home rider that they are saying actually absolves her from anything. And I would just say, when you talk about including short-term rentals, that doesn't mean putting your niece there who's then going to have the electricity bills in her name. So I don't think this is, you know, getting Letitia off the hook anytime soon. Nor do I think this idea that somehow, we've got Lindsay there and she's not like the permanent person, so therefore none of the things that she brings forward even matter. That's not going to work. And I just go back to this. It's actually, I'm going to go back to Byron Donald saying this. Byron's right. You know what? Those in glass houses should not throw stones. And the idea that Letitia James is being caught up in mortgage fraud after what she did, I mean, there's a certain irony to it. You got to admit. Now, let's see if we can get that back one.
I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Congressman Donald, she said this is nothing to see here, it's just retribution, but that sounds like retribution.
100%. Her entire campaign for Attorney General of New York was to go after one man, and that one man was Donald Trump. She was letting real criminals go. She was letting them go scot-free in New York, but she ran just to go after President Trump, and it's wrong. It's a misuse of power, abuse of power. And now we find out that she was not on the up and up with her personal documents, and now she wants to feign outrage. Well, look, this is very simple. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. It's real simple. But unfortunately, Letitia James, she's indicted because it appears that, yes, she was defrauding mortgage companies to get a favorable down payment and a favorable interest rate. And she thought nobody was going to check.
But they did. They did. And they found something. Not only that, they found the 1983 mortgage document, as did we, that shows she listed herself. I'm sorry. This is like I've said before, this is like Ilhan Omar. She's channeling Ilhan Omar type stuff. Robert James and Letitia James, his wife. What's that about? This is the original mortgage document from 1983, May 1983. So I'm just saying there's kind of a pattern. Like, is this like a family thing? Is it a family style? I mean, a family pattern, because she's doing it in 1983, signing up as daddy's wife so that he can get a mortgage. I mean, allegedly. I mean, I'm looking at the document. You're looking at the document. We have to say allegedly because we have to cover our own hides. But for goodness sakes, Letitia James, comma, his wife. and then you factor in, for goodness sakes, the family. I mean, she's got a whole slew of nieces there that she's housing in Virginia in these various homes. And, you know, I know you can't pick your family, whatever, but she's housing them, one of whom seems to be a fugitive. I mean, here's a New York Post headline. Letitia James's criminal kin have been charged 11 times in 5 years, but they keep on getting off easy. Everybody wants to know why they keep getting off easy. Oh, I used to know people in high places like Tishy Babe. Anyway, Tish James, Taylor two homes. She's got these two houses housing multiple grandnieces. There's Nakia Monique Thompson, who moved into James's second home, which she bought in 2020, the one that I just showed you the mortgage document for. And then there in the electricity bills apparently in her name, so that's not a short-term rental, shall we say. And then she has Shamice Thompson, who lives with her daughters, some who have some questionable ways of making a living when they're actually trying to do it in any kind of way that would be accountable for, as in not stealing, because let's just say they got some kleptos there. I mean, one of them, she was prevented from owning a handgun due to a juvenile felony charge of malicious wounding in August 2020. I mean, that's worse than the stealing thing. I mean, that's one of them. Okay, unbelievable. I mean, and then you've got the all this like Walmart stuff. Oh my goodness, we went through this the other day, right? Because one of them $1,600 worth of merchandise she stole from Norfolk Walmart. No wonder all these Walmarts are closing, right? And somehow like she gets off. One of the guys the New York Post talked to, a former prosecutor in Fairfax County, says, you know, I saw nothing that explains why a prosecutor would not move forward with something like this. This consequence for your behavior. You know, you can't just go run around and steal all the time. Can you? Or can you? I mean, we played another one on the Shorts feed the other day, and this was crazy to me because there was a woman who I guess is getting her snap cut off, and she decided because she's getting her snap cut off that she had every right to just go and steal stuff in a store. And it kind of reminded me of what the allegations are against some of the Letitia James family members. Let me see if I have this for you because it is worth seeing. It's sort of bizarre. She's like, well, I got this, and she's very proudly showing it off, amazingly. I'm kind of wondering, like, why nobody goes and, like, arrests her if they recognize her on camera. Like, why wouldn't you? I need to show you the version we ran because there were so many bad words in it that I can't play the actual original video of her. But take a look at this, guys. It's worth seeing.
Hi, you guys. I'm out of the store. They wanted $7 for this. Mind you, I don't have food stamps anymore. They cut me off. So I only had $22 left in food stamps. So this is what I stole. Okay. They wanted $9 for this. I said, oh, I don't got $9. Then they wanted $2 for this. They wanted, sorry, it's all f***ed up because it's been in my purse. $7 for this. I'm making some stuffed salmon today. These are needed. I'm not paying $7 for that. Okay, let me show you the most important thing to me. Short ribs. Take off the label so that you don't beep. Get your f***ing meat. How many do you think that I got?
She's like Mary Poppins.
How many short ribs is that?
All for free because you stole it?
Yeah. I mean, it's wild. And then she's bragging about it. That's not one of Letitia's nieces, by the way. But Letitia's nieces, as I said, have been in trouble with the law. One of them actually is a fugitive in that she was supposed to be checking in with the parole officer, but she hasn't been. Instead, she's hanging out in Big Tishy's, Auntie Tishy's house. It's awful. I mean, here's the New York Post saying, in addition to being arrested twice for assaulting cops in North Carolina, Thompson and Thompson Hairston were busted in August 2019 for stealing nearly $2,000 worth of merchandise from Macy's and Dillard's in Chesapeake, Virginia, where they lived before they moved into Auntie Tishy's homes. I mean, heck, maybe they should get a TikTok blog and they can tell us how you make off with $2,000 worth of stuff out of Macy's and Dillard's. What is wrong with people? Seriously, like, what is wrong with that? Well, here's the thing. It's an entitlement, right? I'm curious. I'm looking at your comments here in real time. I think it's a sense of entitlement. It's like, well, I mean, this is what the whole reparations thing is about, right? Like, yeah, I'm entitled to it. I got to get my fair share. Who cares about working for it? I just, I'm going to do this because I must have it because this is the only fair way. And so this woman that you just saw with the ribs and everything, she's part of that mentality. Well, I don't have the money, so I'm just going to go take it. I'm going to go take what's mine. And this is what led to so many of the protests being so disruptive in 2020. Everybody's saying, well, insurance companies can cover it. I mean, I think we just got to get back to basics, accountability. Let's go back and read the Constitution, right? And talk about the importance of independence for each individual and each individual being self-reliant, because this is not okay behavior from Letitia's nieces or anybody else. Really, 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 really. Unbelievable stuff.